you want it to be, go over and crank up your heat. Or nice and cool, so up to you. But we'll go ahead and get rolling. So we'll just find that nice comfortable seat. Turn the music down and take me a little bit. And actually I have an announcement before we get going. Next Wednesday at the same time at 5 p.m. we're going to have power with me, but we're going to have live music happening here as well. So you're going to get live music and yoga live on Facebook. So
what could be better?
We're super excited. And on Friday at noon, Jen and I are also going to do a special where we're going to teach together. So we're going to switch back and forth between the two of us teaching. So it won't just be me or just Jen. We'll flip-flop back and forth. So hopefully you can join us or find it later and see how you like it. So
very different. It'll be very fun.
All right, well, let's get going. So let's find that comfortable seat. Rock around on the sit bones a little tiny bit. And then let's go ahead and soften the arms out to the knees. Tucking the chin. We'll take that nice long inhale through the nose and start to stretch the crown of the head up towards the sky. On the exhale, we'll start to sink and sit the sit bones a little bit lower. We'll start to soften the shoulders from the ears. And we'll start to breathe in and out through the nose. Filling the rib cage. And with the next exhale, let's start to release all of those thoughts, the conversations, the words that are floating through the mind. Bringing all of our attention in towards that third eye space. And just begin to feel that rib cage expanding. Starting to float the arms up overhead. Take a nice big inhale. Reach out super duper wide. Reach for the sky. And head down through the heart chakra with the exhale. Rooting through the sit bones. Lean back a tiny little bit and reach up high. Inhale. Exhaling down through the heart. Well, one more time. Big, big stretch out. Inhale, reach up tall. And on the exhale, bring those hands back in to the heart center. We're going to plant the hands in front of us right away today. So let's roll up and over into the tabletop. Walking those hands under the shoulders. We'll walk the knees back under the hips. Spread out the fingers. Push the earth away, lift that gaze, and lift the tailbone. On the exhale, go ahead, tuck that chin round through the spine. Inhale, pop it back up. Cow, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, round into the cat. Inhaling, taking that gaze up. Let's hug those elbows to the rib cage, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, round yourself up to the cat, and then drop those hips down to the heels for the child's pose. Just take one breath here, nice big inhale, and a gentle exhale. With the inhale, head back up, tabletop. Exhale, come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, round to the cat. Exhale back, child. One full breath, inhaling through nose, exhaling. With that inhale, head back up, table, lower down, chaturanga. Round to the cat. Walk those fingertips back to the heels. We're going to tuck the toes underneath. So tuck them under and let's take a seat back onto the heels. So it doesn't quite matter whether the knees are together or apart, whatever feels most comfortable to you. Breathe through the back of the feet, stretching them out. Inhaling, we'll sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, come down through the heart. We're going to drop that left hand and reach up and over with the right. Stretch out that side body. Inhale, coming up, breathing through the back of those feet. Exhaling, right hand down, left arm up and over. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, tip back over, tabletop. Now when you get here, go ahead, paddle out those feet, release any tension, wiggle those toes, and then come back into the center. Readjust those hands and the knees. Inhale, take the gaze and the tailbone up. Exhale, lower it down, chaturanga. Round on up, cat. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift those hips, let's go up. Downward facing dog. Pedaling out your feet. Shaking out your head a little bit. Coming up and down on those toes several times. Shaking out anything that feels tight. And then let's start to let the heels sink down towards the earth. Let the head get heavy. Spread the fingers a little bit wider. And we'll start to crawl those hands back to the toes. When we get there, we're going to wrap those arms around the calves, reach behind, pick up that wrist or elbow. Head is heavy. Hang forward. Spread out the toes a little bit. And then see if you can hug the belly button in and up. Start to move those hips a little further forward. Release the neck. A lot of times here we hold that neck up. Go ahead and let the head be heavy. And on the inhale, we'll release the hands. We're just going to walk those hands up the shins, come up halfway, half lift. Exhale, fall down to the forward fold. Inhale, up you go, halfway, half lift. Exhale, down, forward fold. Let's make our way to the top, all the way up, mountain Tadasana. Fall back, little baby back bend. Inhale for the sky. Flat back, let's head down, bow, forward fold. Take it up halfway. Exhale, down to bow. Back to the top, lift it up. Inhale, mountain. Spread out the toes, lift the quads off of the knees, fall back. Inhale, Tadasana. Flat back, hinge at the hip, bow down, forward fold. Up halfway, down to bow. One more time, half salutation. Push through the feet, reach up tall, quads off of the knees. Exhale back, on Vinyasa. Inhale, mountain. Flat back, over you go. Bow. Take it up halfway. Look to the top of your mat. Let's take a walk out to the plank. Spread out the fingers, hold it here. Draw the heels to the back of your mat. Puff up in between those shoulder blades. Breathe. Spread out the hands. We're going to bend the right knee. Flex the foot and turn it up towards the sky. Good. Spread out the fingers. Breathe. We're going to take that right foot. If you shredded, we did this the other day, but we were in chaturanga, but now we're in plank, so it's a little bit easier. We're just going to tap over, come back to the center. Release that right foot down. Keep those buns down. Left foot goes up. Bend the knee. Breathe. And then we'll take that left foot over, just a little tap, and come back. Just opening up those hips. Both feet to the mat. On the exhale, knees or not, let's go down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Over toes, you're all the way back. Down dog. Pedal out the feet. Shake out those hips. Wiggle things around a little bit. Find your breath. Inhaling through nose. With the exhale, let go of any heat. Here we are, inhaling, looking forward to the top of the mat. Walk, step, or fly yourself up. Inhale up halfway, down to bow. Back to the top, mountain, inhale. Exhale, fall back. Inhale, push through the feet, stand tall. Through the heart center, bow down, forward fold. Up halfway, bend those knees, plant the hands, walk, step, or hop to the back. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Over toes, take it back. Down dog. Let that right foot float up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, flex the foot. Roll the ankle out or give the leg a little bit of a shake. We're not going to stay here too long. Let's go ahead and slide that right foot up to the top of our mat. Draw the back heel towards the earth. Inhale up. Crescent lunge. Find the breath. Inhale. Spread out those right toes. Exhale. Come on down. Plant the hands, right foot flies back, elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale, up you go. Over toes, down dog. Left foot flies up on the inhale, bend the knee, open the hip, roll the ankle. Shake out that leg, just warming up the body. Here we are, left foot heads all the way to the top of our mat. Lift the root lock, come on up. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs towards that imaginary center line, nice and steady. Breathe. Hands through the heart, flow. Plant the hands, left foot goes back, elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Hug the belly button in, take it over. Down dog. On the exhale, we're going to take both knees over to the right and drop that left hip down to the earth. Inhaling. Exhaling. Breathe. Pivot up through the center. Drop that right hip down. Knees over to the left. Breathe. Inhale, head back up to the center. Pedal those feet out. Lift those heels up a couple of times. Now hug the belly button, in and up. Activate Uddiyana Bandha. Take your gaze to the top. Inhaling, hips up. Exhale, step, hop, fly to the top. Up you are, halfway, and down to belly. Let's go back to the top, mountain, Tadasana. Little baby back bends. Rise up top. Head on down, finding your rhythm, finding your flow. Up halfway. Bend the knees, plant those hands. Step, hop, fly. Plank or chaturanga. Inhale. Over toes. Down dog. Right foot heading up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, flex that foot, spread the toes. Take that right knee to the chest. Give it a tap. Shoot it back up towards the sky. Right foot forward to the top. Inhale, lift it up. Crescent lunge. Not staying here. Plant the back foot. Head through. Warrior two. Breathe. Sit down. Even lower. Nice. Up you are. Reverse. Exhale down. Flow. Right foot heads back. Elbows in. Chaturanga. Up dog. Over toes. Down dog. Inhaling, left foot, heads up high. Bend that knee, open the hip, flex the foot, spread the toes. Left knee into the chest for a tap. Shoot it back up. Left foot heads forward to the top. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. One breath, inhale, plant that back foot on the exhale. Open up, warrior two. Stretch the arms away, sit down, reverse. Up and over you go. Hands to the mat. Left foot flies back. Elbows in. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Over toes, making your way to the down dog. Take a breath. Inhaling through nose. Exhaling through the nose. We're going to take the right foot and we're going to step it over the left. So in front of the left calf, we're going to bring pinky toes to touch. Breathe. Now start to walk those hands back to the toes. Find your forward fold. Release the hamstrings. Let the head be heavy. Sink the heels towards the earth. Long breath. Inhaling. With the exhale, walk yourself back out. Down dog. Now you're going to unwind that right leg. But we're going to take it up towards the sky. Three-legged down dog. And then flip your dog. Hips up. Right shoulder towards the earth. Breathe. On the exhale, just pivot around. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit. Hips go side to side. And let's just pick up that left foot, right? It goes in front of the right foot. Pinky toes touching. Breathe. With your exhale, walk those hands back to the toes, forward fold. The head is heavy. The belly is still lifting in and up, creating that space for you to lean a little bit further forward. Long breath. in and out through the nose. Inhaling. With that exhale, let's take it back out, down dog. As we release that left foot, it heads up and over. Turn that left knee towards the sky, three-legged down dog. When you're ready, tip it over, flip your dog. Pushing through that right hand, and back, down dog. Pedal out the feet, reset everything, head up and down on those toes. Spread the fingers a little wider, let's go. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, step, hop, fly. Take your time getting up there. Up halfway, nice flat back. Lower down. Inhale up, mountain. Stretch for the sky. Exhale, fall back. Inhale, right back up. Flat back, head over. Bow. Up halfway. Bend those knees, plant the hands, step, hop, float. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift up the heart. Head over toes, down dog. Right foot now, floating up towards the sky. Bending the knee will open the hip, flex the foot, spread the toes. So you're loosened up now. See if that kneecap can turn up towards the sky instead of down towards your mat. Wiggle toes, breathe. We'll take the right knee into the chest, squeeze. Shoot it back up towards the sky. Right foot coming forward to the top. Inhale, we'll take it up. Reach for the sky, crescent lunge. On the exhale, through the heart, plant that back foot, take it out wide. Warrior two. Breathe. Lift up, reverse. Peaceful warriors. On the exhale, we're going to bring the hands together at the top. So press the palms together. Keep that right knee nice and over the ankle. We're just going to pivot the torso down, side angle, pressing those palms together, squeezing the ears, stretch those fingers to the top of your mat. Lift the root lock and put all of your weight into that back foot. Nice job. Here we go. Drop the hands either side of the foot. Right foot flies back, elbows in. Inhale, take it up. Roll over those toes. Make your way to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out a little bit. Check in with the breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let go of any heat. Each inhale slows the heart rate just a little bit more. Each exhale pushes away the heat. Let's hit the left side. Left foot heads up towards the sky. Bending the knee, open the hip, turn that kneecap up towards the sky, stack those hips. And let's take it forward. Left knee into the chest, tap. Back up to the top. Left foot stepping up. Inhale, lift up. Crescent lunge. Find your balance. We're not staying long. Spread out the toes. Plant the back foot. Take it out a little bit wider. Warrior two. Inhale, heart lifts up. With your exhale, see if you can sink down a little bit further. Breathe. Long breath. Inhaling, take it up, reverse. Peaceful warrior. Now with the inhale, we'll float the palms together at the top. Press those palms together, and as we exhale, we'll keep the bottom part of the body exactly where it is, and we'll just tip the torso over that left thigh. Squeeze the ears with the arms. Push your weight into that back foot. Lift up the root lock. Breathe. Inhale. With the exhale, drop those hands to either side of the left foot. Throw that left foot to the back, elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale it up, up dog. Take it over, down dog. Taking a breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, breathing. With the inhale, let's start to walk the hands back towards the feet. So keeping them hips width distance apart. Today we're just going to bend the knees. Drop those hips down so that they're maybe nice and even with the knee. And then we'll stretch those arms out long when you get there. Sitting low, spreading out the toes. Let the toes be light on your mat. And then we'll start to pick the torso up. Chair, Utkatasana. Start to wrap those pinkies in towards that imaginary center line. Drop the shoulders down out of the ears. Lean the weight back. Breathe. With the inhale, press through the feet. Stand it up. Exhale, come down. Forward fold. Inhale. Coming up halfway, we're going to walk those peace fingers over to the big toes. Pick up the big toes. Draw the crown of the head towards the top of your mat. On the exhale, you can start to bend those elbows. Fold yourself in. Gorilla. Tip forward. Nice, nice flat back. If you have any rounding in that upper back, just breathe right into that space. Lengthen the crown of the head a little further towards the earth. Breathe. With the inhale, let go of those toes. Head up halfway, half lift. Exhale, walk it out to your plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Take it up, upward facing dog. Roll over those toes. We'll make our way to the down dog. Pedaling out the feet, shaking out those hips, wiggling things around. Let's breathe. With the inhale, we'll float that right foot up towards the sky. Bending the knee, we'll open the hip, flex the foot, spread the toes. Right foot takes a big step up to the top of your mat. We're going to plant the back foot and we're going to windmill ourselves up to warrior two. So sitting down, nice and low, breathe. You're nice and warmed up. See if you can experiment. Get that knee stacked right over the ankle and then see if the back toes can crawl in just a tiny bit more. Shoulders soften from the ears. Reach the fingers a little bit further away. Now, on the inhale, we're going to lift up through the heart. On the exhale, the left hand is going to drop down. We'll maybe take a baby step up with the back foot, head into warrior one. Inhaling. Wiggle that left hip forward if you need to, right? You can take a couple wiggles back and forth, loosen it up, and then settle in when you're ready. Weight moving forward first. When you get that knee where you like it, then we're going to push all of our weight into the outside edge of the back foot, moving that left hip towards the top of our mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling through the nose. On the exhale, we're going to keep that right knee right where it is. Keep it bent. We're going to bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. Awkward chair. Sitting down. Find your breath. There you go. Bend the knee. Breathe. Reach those arms up nice and tall. You got it. Beautiful. Now drop those arms down in front of the body. We're going to bend at the elbows. Oops, stand up, Jen. We're going to take the left elbow under the right. We're going to find eagle arms. So maybe we're going to reach for the shoulders. Maybe we're going to press the palms together. Lift the elbows up right in front of your face. Good. Bend that right knee a little bit more. Now slide that left leg over, bringing the big toe down to your mat. Sit down in the chair. Maybe stay right here for your eagle. If you're ready to wrap that left leg around the calf, go right ahead. Sit a little lower. Lift the heart. See if you can lean back, right? If you're tipping forward, see if you can start to bring those shoulders over the hip. Beautiful. We're going to unwind that left foot and step back to crescent lunge. Inhale. Release those arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, let's flow. Hands down. You could step to down dog or we'll take the vinyasa, up to you. Breathe. Exhaling, meeting in the downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, right? You might need to release that right leg. Give it a good pedal. Shake things out. Wiggle in, wiggle out. On the inhale, let's float that left foot up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, flex that foot, spread the toes. We'll take that left foot forward to the top. Planting the back foot, turn the toes in. We'll windmill right arm up and over. Warrior two. Sitting down. Drop those shoulders down, right? You're nice and warmed up. Sit low in that lunge. Breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. So let's start to sweep the right hand forward, picking up the back foot for that baby step to warrior one. Turning that right hip forward to the top of your mat. Bringing that front knee forward over the ankle first, and then slide your weight into that back foot, moving that right hip forward. Reach up, nice and tall. Breathe in and out, lengthening. Spread out those left toes. We got to get ready for the balance. So see if that right hip can really face forward. Left toe spread out wide. Lift the root block for support and bring that right ankle on top of the left knee. Sit back down in the chair. Breathe in and out through the nose. Here we go. Drop the arms out in front. Bend at the elbows. Right arm under left. Pick up shoulders. Maybe pick up the palms. Sit it down a little bit lower. Pick the elbows up a little bit higher. Now take that right big toe, slide it over to the outside of the left foot. You can stay here for your eagle, or we'll start to wrap the right big toe around that left calf. Sit down a little bit further. Bring the torso back, lean back. Bring the knees over to the right, right underneath the belly button. One more breath, inhale. Start to unwind that right foot, step it back, crescent lunge. Release those arms up towards the sky. Inhale through nose. Let's flow. Hands through the heart. Plant those hands. Left foot goes back. Elbows are in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Over toes. Let's make your way to down dog. Let's take those knees out wide to the edges of our mat. Walk the hips back to the heels. We're going to go into child's, but first we're going to sit back onto the heels. We're going to reach back behind us, interlace the fingers, stretch the palms towards the earth and tuck the chin. Breathe. Inhaling through nose. Exhale. Release those shoulders if you want to wiggle around a little bit. Now, see if you can hang on to the hands. Lift the belly button in and up. Stretch forward with your chin. Try not to crash down to your mat. Bring the forehead down and those arms up overhead. Maybe you can rock the hands a little bit from side to side in that child. Yeah. And then coming back to the center, we'll see if we can lift them up and over the head a little bit. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling through nose, exhaling through the nose. Breathe. Releasing those hands to the lower back. We'll walk those hands out in front, stretch them long. And with the inhale, let's push the earth away with the hands and just pick up the head. Look forward. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, just picking up the head and the torso, releasing the shoulders from that stretch. And exhale back down. Last one. Push the earth away, look forward, lift the chest. Now tip forward, tuck those toes, take a little hop, right back up to your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, shake out the hips, wiggle things around a little bit. Breathing in, breathing out. On the inhale, let's head up to the toes. On the exhale, step, hop, or fly yourself up to the top. Take it up halfway, and down you are to back. Bend the knees, drop the hips down, peel the torso all the way up. Chair, Utkatasana. Tailbone down, pinkies wrapping into that imaginary center line. One more breath. Lean your body back a little bit further. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, bow forward. Let's flow. Up halfway. Bend the knees, plant those hands. Step, hop, fly to the back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Over toes. Down dog. Pedal out the feet. Shake out those hips. Wiggle things around and around. Right foot down, heads up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, flex that foot, spread the toes. Let's take a big step forward to the top. Windmill those hands around, warrior two. Sit it down. Shoulders go down, breathe. Start to straighten that right leg. Send the left hip towards the back of your mat and let's dive down. Triangle, Trikonasana. Stretch the shoulders away from each other. You could look down at the right foot. Maybe you're looking forward. Maybe you're looking up towards the sky. Whatever feels best to you on the neck. Breathe. Inhaling, we're gonna bend the right knee, open back up, warrior two. On the exhale, left hand falls behind the back. Right hand comes down. So maybe we're gonna stop here at the thigh for side angle. Maybe we'll reach for the earth. If you have a bind, let's tuck under and pick it up right here. Put all of your weight into that back foot. Draw the crown of the head towards the top of your mat. Breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. Lengthen the crown of the head. Long breath. If you have the bind, release the bind. Open the arms up nice and wide. Now we're going to take the top hand, so the left hand, and stretch it down the back left leg. Inhaling, we're going to take the right hand and reach it out in front of us. Now, shift your weight to the right big foot. Pick up the back foot and head to dancer. Breathing in and breathing out. So if you don't have a full dancer in your practice, right, it's okay just to come to standing, hugging that back foot in. Maybe line the knees up. If you're starting to tip forward, maybe you just kick in a little tiny bit. Maybe you're coming all the way down, bringing that foot up over your head. Wherever you are, breathe in and out through the nose. Lengthen. If you fall out, right, we're just going to head back in. With the inhale, we're going to drop both hands down to the mat. Stretch that left leg up towards the sky. Bending the right knee, we'll push into the hands and we'll head through Vinyasa. Some of us, it's one big hop to the back of our mat. Some of us, we might take several baby hops and make our way back to the plank. So however you want to get there, fold into down dog, or let's take the Vinyasa, up to you. Inhale, exhale as we meet in downward facing dog. Pedal those feet out, wiggle the hips around a little bit, come up and down on the toes. Let's try the left side. Left foot heads up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, flex that foot, spread the toes. We'll step that left foot forward to the top of our mat. Pivot that back foot down, windmill it up, warrior two. Sitting down. Sink down into those hips. Breathe. Inhaling through nose. Exhaling through the nose. Stretch those fingertips away from each other. With the inhale, we'll straighten up that left leg. Send the right hip to the back of our mat and we'll start to slide down. Triangle. Trikonasana. So if you're working on the triangle, if you have that little hump in the rib cage, let's see if we can start to draw the low rib cage up and push that top rib cage down. So nice flat rib cage, reaching up nice and tall. Inhale, let's transition back, warrior two. Bend the left knee, sit down low. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, left hand around the back, releasing the right hand around the back, releasing the left hand down. You can stay right here in the side angle, perfectly good place to work. Maybe you reach down for the mat. Maybe we're going to tuck under and find our bind. Up to you. Push all of your weight into that back right foot. Stretch the crown of the head forward. You can look forward over that big toe, look straight ahead, or tilt the chin up, looking over the right shoulder. Breathe. Inhaling. If we're bound, we're going to release the bind, open those arms up nice and wide. Right hand stretches down that back right leg. Left hand raises up front. Here we go. Shift your weight into that right foot. Spread out the toes, pick up the back foot. Head to dancer. Inhaling, exhaling, breathing. Remember, if you're just starting out, squeeze those knees together, stand up nice and tall. If you're working on going a little further, start to kick in. Tip, 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 tip. Breathe. With the exhale, we'll drop that back foot, hands down to the mat. Stretch that right leg towards the sky. Baby hops or big hop to the back. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale. Over toes you go. Down dog. Pedal out those feet. Shake out the hips. Up and down on the toes we go. Dropping the knees down to the earth. We'll walk those knees together. Walk the hips back to the heels. Take a seat. Breathe in. Reach up towards the sky. Exhale down through the heart. One more big inhale. Reach up. Slow the heart rate. Exhale. Release the heat. Now take those hands. Reach back for the heels, right? We stretched them out after the flow before where we brought them up and over. So we're going to reach back. We're going to pick up the heels. Tuck the chin in tight. Start to bring the forehead down to the knees and lift those hips up towards the sky for the rabbit. When you get down there, then we're going to squeeze the heels together, lifting the hips even higher. If the forehead has moved away from the knees, just crawl the knees back up towards the forehead. Breathing in, breathing out. Long breath. Inhaling through nose. Exhaling through the nose. On the inhale, let's go ahead and roll ourselves up. Nice. Roll those shoulders back. Bring the shoulders forward. Maybe just roll those wrists out a little bit. We did lots of chaturangas. Maybe you'll press them out, give them a little shake. And let's walk those hands back out. We'll make our way back up. Downward facing dog. Take a little hop up. Reset your down dog. Take a nice long inhale through the nose. Stretch the crown of the head up towards the sky. Breathe. On the inhale, we'll take the right foot up towards the sky. Bending the knee, we'll open the hip, flex the foot, spread the toes. Right foot coming forward to the top of the mat. Planting the back foot, toes turn out. Let's take it up, warrior one. Inhale. With the exhale, come right down. Warrior two. Sit down, nice and low. Breathe. Inhaling through nose. Exhaling through the nose. We're going to drop that right hand down, making our way to the side angle. Stretch up tall. Breathe. Exhaling, hands to the inside of that right foot. Turn all of the toes in, and let's walk our way into that wide leg forward fold. Walk the hands back so they line up with the feet. Lean in. Breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling, slowing the heart rate, slowing the breath. Inhaling through the nose, let the head be heavy. Exhaling, tip your weight forward a little more into the balls of the feet. Breathe in, breathe out. On the inhale, let's take the gaze up. On the exhale, we'll just walk those hands back over to the right foot. Dropping the back knee down. We'll start to lift the right toes up and head into the half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Some of us are going to want to stay here. Some of us, if you want to start to work your way out into the full splits, maybe you just walk that front foot forward a little bit, take a longer, wider lunge. Maybe you'll start to slide the back leg back and head down a little bit further. Up to you. Breathe. All right. arm balance piece. We're gonna walk the hands to the inside. So we're walking the hands to the left. The right leg is out in front. I'm gonna start to bend the left elbow. So it's gonna touch my left hip. And maybe this is as far as you go today, right? You just hang out here. Maybe you're gonna rock a little bit forward and rock a little back. So you can be in the splits like so, or in that half split, in the half Ardha Hanumanasana. Now, if you're ready to fly, push the left elbow into the left hip. Tip forward, bring your nose almost to touch your mat and bring those feet up off of the floor. Breathe. Coming in and out whenever you're ready. Yep, there you go. Lean. This elbow is free. This elbow is free. Okay, just lean onto this elbow. Feet go up. So if you're in that half split, same thing. Hands walk to the center. I'm going to bend both elbows. Only my left elbow touches the hip. This right elbow stays free. I'm just going to tip in and let my feet fly up off of the ground. Coming back down whenever you're ready. Making your way back to the half split. So let's take those right toes up towards the sky. Find the inhale. Find the exhale. Tipping back forward, the right toes come down. Tuck the left toes under, plant those hands. Let's take the right foot back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale it up. Over toes you go. Down dog. Cuddle out the feet. Shake out those hips. Wiggle things around. So remember, it doesn't quite matter if you take the arm balance or not. We just start to open up the wrist by taking that little movement forward and back. We're opening up those hip flexors. We're just stretching things out. So you could stay in that half split, stay in the full split, or fly. It's up to you, wherever you want to be today. So let's try the other side. Left foot heading up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, flex that foot, spread the toes. We'll take the left foot forward to the top of our mat. Turn the right toes out, inhale up, warrior one. Settling down, both feet on the mat, right hip faces forward to the top of the mat. Big inhale. We're gonna take the arms out wide on this round, warrior two. Step out, nice and big. Breathe. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, we're coming down. Side angle. Stretch that right arm up towards the sky. Adjust those feet if you need to. Spread out the left toes. Breathe. One more breath. So let's inhale, lift the heart away from the mat. And exhale, we'll bring those hands down. Walking all the toes to face in. Hands walk to the center. Fold in for that wide leg forward fold. And move the weight forward to the balls of the feet. The head is heavy. Just soften in, right? You know where we're going now, so we know why this stretch is important before we go there. Let those hamstrings stretch out. You know, if you need those little micro bends to loosen things up, go right ahead. You know, make any movements that you need to, especially with Vinyasa flow. It's okay to wiggle, move around, release the tension, keep things flowing. We don't ever want to feel too stiff or too tight in the flow. Breathing in and out. All right, here we go. Let's give it a try. Come up halfway. We're going to walk those fingertips over to the left foot. Come into the low lunge. We'll drop that back knee. We're going to lift the left toes up towards the sky. So we're starting here, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. You can stay here for the whole time. If you need your blocks, plant them on either side of the foot. If you don't have any blocks at home, go grab some books. I don't know what else you could use. Get creative. If you're ready to start to make your way into the full splits, maybe not even the full splits, right? You could still just walk that front foot forward and just take a wider lunge. If you're ready to sink down, go ahead. Start to slide that back foot down. Breathe. Now, if you're gonna fly, we're gonna walk the hands to the right now. So the hands are still shoulders width distance apart. I'm just gonna start to bend the right elbow, and it's making connection with my right hip. It's the only thing that's touching. This left elbow is not gonna touch my body. So I'm gonna lean forward, bend my right elbow, bring my hip onto the elbow, bring my nose almost to the ground, and let my feet go up in the air. There you go, Jen. Lean. Breathing. So remember, you don't have to fly. You can get there also from that half split. So if you're right here, just do the same thing. Walk those hands into the center. Yep, there you go. There you go. Lean. Lower. Go. Feet fly up. So right elbow. So if you're not ready to fly, but you want to start working it, right, we're just going to lean forward, tapping that elbow to the hip, and lean back. Wherever you are, right elbow connects with that right hip. My head comes down, and my feet go up. So my head is not touching the ground, though. It's just very, very close to the ground. Yeah, there you go. That left hip. Yeah, good.
But my other foot's not lifted.
Well, one day it will just fly up there. All in the core. All right, so let's come back to that half splits Ardha Hanumanasana. Left foot is out front, toes are up towards the sky. Breathe. Now let's shift forward, bringing the left foot down, plant those hands around, tuck the back toes under. Vinyasa or not, left foot goes back, elbows in, chaturanga. Lift it up, upward facing dog. Over toes, head back, down dog. Pedal out the feet. Shake those hips out a little bit from side to side. Let's come up and down on the toes several times. Breathing in, breathing out. On the inhale, let's take a little walk to the middle of our mat. We're gonna come down into the toe stand here real quick. So if you're a flyer and you don't wanna walk to the middle of your mat, we'll just take a little hop, bend at the knees, and land right into the toe stand. With the inhale, remember we stretched those feet out earlier, so see if you can come up really high onto the balls of your feet, like you're barely on the balls of the feet, you're mostly on your toes. Squeeze the knees together, and then see if you can bring one hand up to the center. Maybe both hands at prayer. Breathe in, breathe out. See if you can now start to move the shoulders back a little bit. Bring them over those hips. Squeeze the knees a little bit more. Nice. Hands down. Let's take a seat. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Release those knees out. My favorite move, just rock side to side. Breathing. All right, from here, let's go ahead and stretch both legs out long. Roll the feet over to the right. Release the toes. Release the ankles. And then let's head the other way, reverse the direction. Beautiful. All right, wiggle the big toes. And then let's walk the hips back a little bit further. We'll take the forward fold, so let's flex the feet. Maybe the heels can come up a little bit off of your mat. Reach up for the sky. Exhale, start to walk those hands forward. Reaching forward, let the head fall in. Try not to forget the belly button here. Lift the belly in and up. Create some space for you to sink down a little bit further and further. Those of you that are all the way down, I encourage you to not pull on your feet. Use your core. So bring your hands to your mat and using the core, walk those hands long. Fold in. Breathe, right? Instead of using that arm strength to pull you down, use the core. Inhale, let's walk ourselves back up. When we get there, we'll also walk those knees up. We'll stretch the hands out long, and we'll slowly lower down onto the mat. So if you want to get up right now and turn your lights down a little bit lower, let's go ahead and do that. Once we get down to the mat, we'll pull those knees into the chest and just rock around a little bit from side to side. I think it's okay. I think you can still see us. We got a little glare off of the door that's working for us. All right, so side to side. Now, we'll go ahead and take the arms out to cactus arms, and we're just going to keep both knees in nice and tight together. We're going to drop the knees into that right armpit, bringing the feet out. So the feet are in line with the elbow, and then we're going to turn the gaze over to the left. Maybe I'll turn one of them. Maybe this little guy. Releasing the spine, slowing the heart rate, slowing everything down, keeping those knees in tight towards the chest. Breathe. With the inhale, we'll draw those knees back into the chest, wiggle from side to side. And then let's take those knees over to the left side, gazing out over the right. Slowing things down, finding the inhales and the exhales, maybe even getting a little bit longer. And let's roll ourselves back to the center. Squeeze those knees in, wrap the arms around the shin. Forehead comes up to the knees, resetting that spine, and let's lower that down to the mat. So we're going to send the soles of the feet straight up towards the sky. Walk the shoulders under a little bit. Release the hands out, flex the feet. So some of us, we're going to stay right here. This is going to be where we are, releasing the tension, letting the blood flow down. Some of us are going to plant those hands on the mat, start to lift the feet up. We'll place the hands at the lower back and make our way to the shoulder stand. Once you get up, we're going to rock those elbows in maybe a little bit closer towards each other. Let the chin try to release away from the chest. If you want to move the feet around, you of course can, find the splits, bring the soles of the feet together, take them out wide, whatever you want to do for today. So see if you can work on the shoulder stand a little bit more, right? We've been up here a breath or two. Maybe you can adjust again. Walk those elbows in a little bit closer towards each other. Breathe. On the exhale, let's see if the big toes can head overhead. Maybe they can come to the mat. If they're not touching and you're floating somewhere in between, let's keep those hands at the lower back. If the toes are on the ground, go ahead and walk those hands back. Pick up the big toes. You can even put the whole foot in your hand, right? So try to get the fingers up over the balls of the feet, and then flex the feet. So you can stretch out those hamstrings even though you're upside down here. And then with the exhale, let's walk those hands back. So if the hands are at the lower back, we're all going to release the hands down to the mat, palms facing down. And ever so slowly, one vertebra at a time, we're going to roll ourselves down onto the mat. When you get down there, go ahead and release the knees to the chest. Hands around the shins and rock side to side, or a little bit of a happy baby, up to you. So if you have your favorite oil readily available, maybe we'll reach out and grab that. We'll just place some in the palm of our hand, wiggle our hands together for a moment, and then get yourself set up. So we'll let the feet go wide, let the arms float out to the side. We'll take the hands and hover them right over the face. Taking a long inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, we'll release those arms out away from the body. As the eyes begin to sink to the back of the head, take a long inhale, drawing the breath through the body. With the exhale now, let's start to soften the toes. Let the hips sink down in towards the earth. The rib cage is melting around the heart. The entire face begins to relax. The tongue softens from the roof of the mouth. The brows begin to slide away from each other off of the face, and the eyes melt into the back of the head. All of our attention is in that little flicker of color and light in between the brows. Giving yourself a moment, a second, to set an intention. Maybe it's just a quick one just for the rest of today, maybe for the rest of the week, maybe for the rest of the year. Whatever you're holding down deep inside, bring it forward into the third eye. And with that final exhale, let's let the breath go, the body go, and the mind follows. With an inhale, we'll start to invite the breath back in towards the body. As we exhale, let's start to wiggle some fingers and toes. Maybe begin to roll the wrist and the ankles. Stretching those arms overhead, we'll point the toes and find that full body stretch. And as we exhale, we'll just tip over to the right or the left, drawing those knees in towards the body. Taking a breath or two here on the side. And when you're ready, let's start to make our way back up to a nice comfortable seat. Letting the eyes remain soft for just a moment longer. Let the sit bones stretch back down and reconnect with the earth. Sweeping the arms out wide, we'll reach up tall, stretch up for the sky, pressing the palms together at the top. And we'll exhale down through the heart chakra. breathing in through the nose, finding that final breath to seal your practice. And with the exhale, acknowledging you're whole and complete, exactly as you are. Thank you so much for joining us in this practice. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste.
Namaste.
Great job.
Woo.
Thank you, everyone. We
you.
appreciate you logging on. We hope that you use the videos. If you're not able to make it live, that you go back and find them. And I'll just give you a quick reminder, we are donation only. So if you have the means, you can donate a little bit for each class or one donation. You can find the link right here on our private Facebook page.
Yes.
All
And
right.
tomorrow we'll have our first, beginning at 11, our first tween yoga class. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to tilt everything toward the wall so we can do a little bit of wall fun stuff. And then at 12 we have a Vinyasa flow.
All right, 11 a.m. tweens, 12 Vinyasa flow.
Yes.
And then Friday at noon, you'll have a little bit of yin yang, Kim and Jen Vinyasa. All right, see you next time. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste.